Good afternoon, everyone. Three major things to look for through 2021. Planetary anomalies and atmospheric disturbances. Pluto's atmosphere collapsed May of 2020. Neptune's atmosphere reverses December 2020. So all eyes on Uranus, probably May 2021. Let's see what happens. Central bank digital currencies, also termed digital currency electronic payments. The United States is so far behind the rest of the world. China's speeding ahead. Adoption across every nation that China trades with. And China's really pushing this because they're having electrical shortages and food shortages. They're out on the planet buying everything that's not nailed down. And here in the States, our food prices are going to go up and up. Point 3 to look for. More need for food assistance because the lines this year were record. And whether you're looking at Arizona or Chicago and all the other stories that I've covered for the last 6 months, it's continuing. And Mini Ice Age Conversations podcast, along with Adapt2030.tv on Roku, the new YouTube channel, Mini Ice Age Conversations only podcast, is already up and live just the last day. Can you please go and subscribe? The link's in the description box below. And every episode there is 30 minutes. As Americans seek economic protection after the most controversial election in U.S. history, year to date in 2020 alone, gold is up 30% and silver rising more than 50%. And now we're entering a new year facing economic realities of a global economic crisis caused by COVID and political reactions. Patriot Gold Group has the No Fee for Life IRA, where your IRA or 401k can be in physical gold or physical silver. And the knowledge that Patriot Gold Group is Consumer Affairs' top-rated gold IRA dealer 5 years in a row from 2016 to present. To find more information, the link's in the description box below. And now on with the video. So one of the things you're going to be looking for in 2021 as we move through this next whatever type of year it's going to be. I think it's your decision as well as mine in our minds what it will be. But right now on the ground, there's an enormous amount of people that need food assistance. And I've been covering these lines to get into food banks becoming longer and longer and longer and longer for at least the last 6 months since March and April when the pandemic began. But even as we come into Christmas, from southern Arizona, it's just a copy-paste. Chicago as well, they were giving away toys and food. The lines were 15 blocks snaking through the city to be able to get up there. And it's not one car. As you can see, it was multiple lanes of cars. And this is going to continue to increase as we move through the year. And food prices for the rest of us are going to be up and up. We're going to get into this incredible inflation event with the Fed trying to print all this money and offset the deflation. They're going to let it run wild. And you and I are going to get caught in the middle for their mischief in the money printing going on. Inflation inbound, all food prices up, and more assistance will be needed. But at the same time, enter China, that is having a massive societal disruption happening there as well. The once in 400-year floods decimated, destroyed their stored foods, and what was in the fields was not harvested. It is an epic proportion food crisis in China at the moment. And right now, they're lacking power. Authorities are ordering limits on electricity usage. Because of lack of thermal coal, China's banning imports from Australia for the trade tat going on there. At least 3 provinces at the moment that are coming out publicly enough so you can verify it. But you know how the CCP works. They're always keeping you in the dark there. Not enough electricity, so they're turning off elevators in buildings. People have to walk up 20 flights of stairs because they're trying to save power. And the work weeks are being cut short. Offices are being closed. But at the same time, China is buying an enormous amount of food across the planet, which is going to flip back right onto your food prices are going to go up. So now there's a double pincer. Your food price is up from inflation and your food price is up from pressure buying from China. And China racing ahead of the U.S. Think of the United States as a lumbering Brontosaurus, one of the largest dinosaurs stuck in quicksand in a swamp somewhere. And the dragonfly here, zooming right by. This will be the year that digital currency electronic payments, DCEPs, or central bank digital currencies, which I've spoken about for the last year and a half, make their grand debut, China is going ahead with all of the commercial banks to start using this interoperable payments amongst all trades in the country. It's all linked to the China Belt and Road Initiative. Now, what that means is any country trading with China currently is going to be able to use this as a one-to-one payment. Instant payments, no conversion cost, no SWIFT system, United States dollar completely out of the picture. And this stifling of Ripple and XRP and these lawsuits is just going to stifle more competition in the States. It's almost as if we're shooting ourselves in the foot on purpose and then dropping a brick on it and then putting a lead boot on and then solidifying yourself in concrete. That's what's happening in the U.S. right now in terms of innovation with payment systems. For sure, I thought Ripple was going to run with it on RippleNet with the interbank protocols and all these banks that have invested so much money and so much tech development into it, and then Department of Justice rolls them back. Unbelievable. Truly unbelievable. CFTC with their little board voting on everything in the background there. So look for the central bank digital currencies, China pushing One Belt, One Road, and all these countries that you see here are going to be able to trade with China on that new protocol. 1=1. And another reason that I would say it's going to be the big blockbuster debut for central bank digital currencies and other payments on the blockchain is 10% of, these are central banks, reporting said they would be issuing a general purpose CBDC in the short term, meaning 2021, debuting. And what the Bank of International Settlements would never touch us with a 10-foot pole came on board this year. Massive changes inbound. That's why I thought for sure XRP was going to hold its own. One of two things are going to happen. The legs are knocked out of Ripple and it's a done, and anybody invested in Ripple has lost their money. Or Ripple's the fall guy for this, going to take it to court, and it's going to set the precedent for what is a security, what is a non-fungible token, what is an exchange token, whatever. They're going to set the precedent for what is what in crypto, and everything's going to skyrocket to the moon from that point. Once there's a base precedent, there hasn't been anything since the 1990s to declare or define what a security is in the cryptocurrency space. Maybe this is it, and XRP holders are going to, get this massive discount, and after it's defined what it is, and Ripple perhaps not defined as a security, that thing's going to jump to $2 or $3 instantly. Not financial advice. I'm just saying the way it's working out here. It's going to fork in the road, literally a fork. And we're not talking about forking the coins. We're talking about a forking in definition of. And the third thing of incredible interest is going to be the planetary atmosphere of Uranus. The third planet in from the last planet on our solar system here: Pluto, Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, and then our beautiful blue planet right here. Thing is, outer gas giants are going to start lining up into a configuration not seen since 79 AD. There should be magnetic and electromagnetic interaction between them because it's a special square, if you will, in the outer solar system in one single quadrant. So you would look for effects already beginning. And you know what's happening already? May of 2020, not widely announced. Atmosphere of Pluto collapses in on itself. These are some images supposedly from the Horizons spacecraft. Frozen canyons. And as the atmosphere collapsed, there was an instant freeze event across the planet. So looking at the density of Earth's atmosphere, Pluto's atmosphere suddenly became similar to ours. It compressed in on itself. Now, how do they know this? What they do is focus a telescope through this halo here, and then they can see how thick it is, how dense it is. And this is a nice image, but this is what they're really focusing in on here and how they noticed it collapsed. With this resolution, they noticed a gigantic clear black space opening behind that as the atmosphere compressed closer to the planet. Then Neptune starts reversing its direction in the black storm there. Atmospheric reversal, December this year, a few weeks ago. So it looks like it's on a 6-month pattern at the moment. NASA putting this out here, dark storm on Neptune, reversing, possibly shedding a fragment, this dark storm, and here it is in the center. Dark vortex stopped its motion and started moving northward in a different directional flow. Usually they go from, let's say, the polar region and come down to the equator. This time it stopped its southward flow and then started tracking north, completely opposite the way it's ever noticed going. And continuing in the NASA article here, the transient dark spot and main dark spot, they split off somehow when the atmosphere had its reversal. And as always, they don't know why. Hubble observations, dark vortex, puzzling reversal. No explanation given, just it reversed. So Pluto's atmosphere collapsed. Neptune's reversed. Gas giants are lining up in a square in the outer solar system, so Uranus will be next around May. So keep that on your radar because this is so integral. Whatever would be happening would then be next on to Saturn, and then next Jupiter, and next Mars, and then next Earth. And if we're looking at 6 months per planet with the current sheath coming in, causing these effects, 2024. But that's the same time that all the gas giants line up in the outer solar system. Something significant is going on. So for right now, through 2021, it's all about your mind. The way you're perceiving this situation, the reality around us, there's so much change going on. And you can see it, you can feel it. There's a complete and utter reset of humanity in every way, shape, or form, far beyond the money, far beyond you staying in your house. It is a spiritual reset. And a little bit on the dark side, if I might say so myself. So where it's going to come down to is you and I in our minds. Using the light frequency increases that we're being blessed with now. That's what all this electromagnetic frequency change is about, coming from the sun through the outer planets, manifestation capabilities increasing, and us as a species being able to possibly bend physical matter more than we were ever able to before. Perhaps that's part of the lockdown also. But it is going to come down to your mind in this situation, holding out hope, prosperity, and believing that tomorrow will be better, and all this is happening for a reason on a celestial and universal time clock to wipe away these dark forces that are on our planet right now. I do thank you for watching, and please remember the new Mini Ice Age Conversations podcast YouTube channel, 30 minutes to go. A lot of information on there too. I'm starting with some of the older episodes to load up and then also intertwining them with the new uploads. I think you'll find something there of interest. And as always, a way to support the channel, My Patriot Supply, 2-week or 4-week emergency food, storable foods for the long term. I think we're all going to be needing this in our homes. So many things are going to be strange in 2021 as well. But this is part of the mind game here. If you know you have food and you don't have to go out in the chaos, think about what kind of peace of mind that's going to give you. And knowing that you have food, that's going to keep you and your families safe to be able to work through situations. And I'll see you next time.